Some major stories happening in the industry. Let's get into it. This is Rounding the Corners, the Roundup. Hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Rounding the Corners. In this episode, we're going to touch on some breaking stories that have been happening over the past couple of weeks, leaving many collectors and investors wondering what to do next. So what's been happening? Well, modern cards seem to be on the decline. Many collections seem to be dropping through the floor, leaving some people wondering, is this the crash that some people have been expecting? Well, I think it's very far from that. While there have been some declines, some hype trains have kind of subsided. Michael Jordan, who I've been talking about quite a bit lately, some of his values have slightly come downhill, which was to be expected. They were getting to be quite inflated. But there are many indicators kind of pointing in the direction that the hobby is just taking off. So what's been happening? It was just recently announced that a Luka Doncic rookie card just sold for a record $4.6 million. So if that doesn't signal that the industry is still very, very healthy, I don't know what would. This card is now the all-time highest price value of any NBA card in the history of cards. That's saying something right there. There seems to be many creators, platforms kind of arising, kind of piggybacking off the success of NBA Top Shot. NBA Top Shot it's a very unique platform in itself. You're not buying cards on this site, but what you're really buying is the ownership rights to NBA videos, highlight clips, if you will. Now, this is something that's really not my forte.
I don't even know what this is. This sort of thing ain't my bag, baby.
I don't know if I'd ever get into something like this, but you cannot deny the popularity and the amount of money coming into this platform. Sales have been going through the roof. It's insane. So that kind of leads the way to other people finding their way into new markets. And what we just found out recently was a new platform called Dibbs. And what Dibbs is, found out in a great interview by Jeff, it's the sports card investor, as he interviewed the creator of Dibbs. And Dibbs it's a marketplace for fractional ownership of cards. Now, while this is not new, fractional ownership of some big ticket items have been around for quite some time. This is new. It's a little novel in how they're doing it. So what you do is you can buy fractional pieces. You acquire an NFT token, non-fungible token, which is kind of like your item to show ownership of a piece of this card. And this site is actually backed by real cards. So it's not something that's virtual, like video clips. You actually could obtain the rights, the ownership of an actual physical card, a big major card like a Michael Jordan rookie or something like that. If you acquire all the tokens that show the ownership, you could actually acquire that card. And what else is novel about this platform on Dibbs? You can actually purchase a piece of an entire player's portfolio or collection of cards as a whole. It's kind of like a mutual fund. So if the player performs well and cards go up, your share, it's basically like a stock, you're going to increase in value. You can sell that off at any time you want to other people in the marketplace. It's a pretty slick idea. There's been a lot of discussion about this lately. Just last night, actually, I sat in on a live stream, and they were talking back and forth at length about this platform. Many other collectors were chiming in the live stream in the comments, and it seems like there's a lot of excitement about this. I think it's still too early for me to make a play into something like that. They're really trying to roll this out slowly anyways. You have to be accepted as one of the first buyers into this platform. So I'm very intrigued on what this could be, but right now I kind of want to see how it plays out. And Dustin on the live stream last night was kind of saying the same thing as well. About the whole market as a whole, there seems to be a lot of unknowns with some other changes that are happening as well. One of the most major stories that just broke was from PSA, the Professional Sports Authenticator grading service. This is the service that seems to be the leading one that's out there. Many people view this as the elite grading company. They just recently announced that because of all their backlogs of cards being submitted like crazy, they have just announced that they are more or less doubling their price on grading cards. Now, what is this going to do to the market? Well, this was a key strategy for many people who are collecting, that you buy raw cards, you submit them to get graded, you get back maybe 9s and 10s, and you're talking about getting a huge return on that investment. Maybe you're spending $20 to get a card graded, but now you could maybe sell it for 2x, 3x, 5x, maybe even 10x, depending on what the card is. So that was a key strategy for many people. Well, what's going to happen now? I'm not sure. I'm sure this is going to slow down the influx of cards that are being graded. And what is that going to do to the marketplace where people are buying graded cards? I'm not sure. What is it going to do to the other grading services like SGC, BGS, this new grading service, which is kind of like a hybrid, almost like artificial intelligence kind of doing it. It's called HGA. This is a really nice looking grading service. Their slabs are very unique. A lot of times people don't like the PSA slabs because the coloring of the label doesn't really match the card. Well, what HGA does, they actually can print the label to kind of match the player's uniform. So it's kind of like the slab is one whole piece of artwork. So that's very different than what some of the other grading companies have done. So I wonder if this is going to open the door for places like that. Now, HGA is guaranteeing some turnaround times of getting your cards back. And PSA has been backed up for quite some time now. Some people looking to get their cards back in maybe 3 months, or maybe getting their cards back in a year. So I think there might be some benefit to actually having a guarantee on your time. So in order to make true on that, they are really trying to slow down and limit what they actually take in so they can actually make good on their promises. So it should be interesting to see what happens in the whole grading of cards strategy moving forward. So what is going to be next on the horizon for the card industry? Who knows? There's a lot of rumors out there of more of these blockchain type platforms that might be coming out, more virtual purchases happening, more marketplaces. It's a very exciting time. It's a time of lots of unknowns. So sit tight and we'll try and get some more information for you in the next one. So thank you for checking in on Rounding the Corners on this short little roundup. See you around for the next one.